Basically, my background is one of music. I've been making music for about 10 years and releasing it on CD as People Like Us. I'm a one-person band, and I've branched out to video. I've been doing video all through that time, but it was just scratch video, very primitive. I branched out into video 3 years ago. And started making collage video, much in the way that I approach music, which is also using found footage. This is the first film I've made, which is actually, I guess, a proper standalone little film. The stuff that I've done before this has been in the same style, but was made with the purpose of accompanying my live concerts, and you'll see that tomorrow night. At 8 o'clock. So really, yeah, it's good to get the opportunity to make something that's finished, inverted commas. Although, having said that, having looked at this, there's still some more I'd like to do to this, but I think I'll carry on putting new bits in, and then suddenly it'll be another piece of work, and so it'll just be forever continuing. The footage that I used was sourced from the Prelinger Archives, which is pretty big archive in America, who basically is all documentary, industrial, educational films, and you can also source a lot of those films online at moviearchive.org. It's worth checking out if you're into working with found imagery, and also it's public domain, so that's pretty good. The actual film that I made, I didn't know what I was going to make before I made it. I just knew it was going to be called We Ate Life, and I thought, well, that's a pretty big sort of umbrella to work with and to not get stuck. Generally, the way I do work is I don't have a script. I work at a tangent, and so I'll start at one point with a central theme, which is often 1 or 2 samples, or in this case, film samples, or and then I'll go as far as I can with one idea, and then I'll stop that, and then I'll start with another idea, and then when I've got a few different ideas, I then see how they go next to each other. I tend to rely on the viewer's imagination to fill in the parts where there's a lack of pre-designed narrative. So in other words, I think that you can get meaning out of something because you want to. It's not really up to me to say what something's about, but that's not me. That's not a cop-out for me, but I prefer that other people had ideas about what things are about. But having said that, the sort of things that were going through my mind as I was making it's quite self-referential, because it is sort of to do with who's in control of the destiny of a piece of work, or of a life, or whatever. Is it you, or is it just circumstantial as you go through something, how something changes and develops? And I prefer things to be circumstantial, because I feel that you can stifle things if you've made too many arrangements before something happens. It's like you just end up sort of screaming because it all went wrong, but it can't go wrong if you don't know what you're doing anyway. So, so anyway, yeah.